So the earth is a level. Yeah, people have been talking about this for centuries. Yeah. Oh, we figured it out 500 years ago that it wasn't level. Yeah. All the people behind us. Yeah. All those people, they were just cuckoo, cuckoo. They were like cuckoo, cuckoo. Then came Galileo and I don't know Ptolemy. I don't know all these people. Yeah. The church came and almost killed the guy who said the earth is actually running around the moon, and then the moon is and the sun is, I don't know, whatever bullshit. Yeah, they said the earth is around, going around the sun is not going around the earth. All this nonsense started like supposedly 500 years. I don't believe it. I don't believe any of it. Yeah, they have just put up the idea that the earth is a ball, and they've given us evidence which points to that fact through their mathematical equations and the observations of what the sun and the moon do, and then translating that into the fact that we are actually a ball, and we are spinning around, and then we are spinning around the sun, and the moon is spinning around us. Yeah, and also spinning at a rate where we only see one side of the moon. When I came to this understanding in 2009 and 2010, when I'd finished the fifth translation of the Quran back in 2010, I spoke to God. I said, God, I don't know how this works, but I can't understand it. These people have to be super geniuses. I just don't have the intellect, and I don't have the energy anymore to figure out how this stuff is actually. It's just unbelievable. How is it possible that this is going on and we don't see any kind of shift in the moon's face ever from any? I mean, I can't figure it out. But then apparently, this flat Earth movement started in 2012, and in 2016, it was brought to my attention that the Earth is supposed to be actually flat, and I laughed at it for a month before I started looking into it. And a week later, because I had seen the Earth, I've traveled a lot on the Earth in planes and ships and helicopters and all sorts of stuff. And everything, the guys who were actually sounding quite sincere about what they're showing of the Earth, I thought they were jokers, but their presentations were actually very serious and sincere. I thought they were going to joke about it. And then when I compared it to my own experience during my life, I'm like, wow, what a joke. The earth is actually level. They say flat, and you can say flat earth from a big perspective, it is flat, but it's not really flat. Yeah, you got valleys and hills and mountains and all sorts of stuff. It's level. The sea is level. That's why they call it sea level. Yeah. I mean, it's intrinsic to the word level. I mean, it's not a C curve. Yeah, I mean, it's not, doesn't curve around. A level is a level. A
Mm.
level doesn't curve. Yeah. Yeah. Well, no, no, no. It's just the actual distance from the center of the earth to the, and actually it's not really, it's bulging on the side. So it's not really that. Don't ask questions. Don't ask questions. Just accept what we're saying. We're showing you pictures. We're showing you pictures. We've shown you pictures and videos. We went to the moon. Can't you see those? Yeah, I mean, those grainy pictures which you can't barely tell what's going on, those ones which have been proven to and debunked to be absolute falsification of what actually happened. No, that's nonsense. They've
Absolutely.
gone anywhere. Nobody's gone anywhere outside this earth heaven system. You cannot leave it. So if you go in the Quran, you can bring up some of the places in the Quran where it says about the earth. It calls it floor. It calls it a cradle. It calls it standing. It calls it entrenched, and it calls it level, the earth. Yeah. So if you can bring up
Mm.
some of those signs, we can go through them. Okay. So this is the first place where uh, it's told to us, the one who made to you the earth a floor. The word is floor, there's no doubt about this. And the heaven constructed. Yeah. If the heaven is supposed to be blank and vacuum, why would you need to construct anything that has nothing in it? Yeah.
Mm.
And sends down from the heaven fluid, but takes out with it from the fruits sustenance to you. So the fluid comes down from the heaven above us. Yeah. Not the clouds, the heaven. The heaven is above the clouds, and the fluid comes down from the heaven because there is fluid above the barrier of heaven from where God sends down this fluid to
Mm.
create fruits on the earth as they sustain us.
So
So
there's no
don't,
space up there. It's all fluid.
I mean, above the heaven there is fluid, there is space. Under the heaven above the earth is space, right? I mean, what is it? It's
Yeah.
air Space is, what does space actually mean in
Mm.
your or our understanding that we've been taught all our lives? So that space is this vacuum outside the earth, yeah, and it starts at some, arbitrarily position point that they decide, after which it's a vacuum. Right. There's a vacuum, which is right next to a pressure vessel, which is the earth, and it does nothing. It does nothing to this pressure which is on the earth, which is nothing compared to the vacuum. It doesn't suck it away because of gravity, right? Gravity, which can't keep a butterfly from flying away. Yeah. It can't keep the clouds from floating up and down. Yeah. It can't keep the birds from falling to the earth. They just fly, flap their wings, and they keep flying. Oh, that's buoyancy. But this, keeping all this atmosphere, which actually not connected to anything on the earth, is gravity. So yeah, there is no vacuum out there. The only vacuum that there is between their ears. Yeah, that's the only vacuum that exists. Astronomers are wasting their time, are being taught lies. They're being shown formulas and pictures, and based on nothing of real experience, they waste all their lives. Yeah, there's nobody who's going anywhere outside the earth till they die. Yeah, outside the earth, I mean, is leaving the heaven above us, which has a barrier. Nobody is leaving that. It's not happening. You can say what you want. I've said the truth. In the end, we'll see who is right. They have not left the earth. They cannot leave the earth. The vacuum, now you can say that there is a vacuum at the highest level of the space above us, the air,
Mm.
before it touches the heaven. Because
Mm.
as high as you go, the air gets thinner.
Mm.
That's where there is a force that's keeping us down here, obviously. Right? Otherwise, we'll be floating away. There's a force that keeps us down. Whatever you call it, gravity, there's a force, yeah, that keeps us down. And some people explain it as buoyancy and density. That does explain most of it, but not all of it. But there is a force that keeps us down here. So that's why it's dense at the bottom, the air, and it gets thinner as you go up, and you can't breathe when you're on top of Everest and high mountains. And if
Mm.
you go too high in the air, you can't breathe because it becomes more of a vacuum, so to say.
Mm.
And right up next to the heaven, there might be almost a vacuum, yeah, but not really. It has to be some pressure. They were very little, and that's where they've got their satellites above, high above the earth. They've got their so-called satellites, and how they're kept there, in what form, and how they're maintaining them, and all that, I don't know, but it's up there. I'm pretty sure they have these uh, balloons carrying satellites and other drones, and they've got more technology coming now. Yeah, they send up like 18 satellites at a time, and they're like the size of your, and fit in your, the palm of your
Mm.
hand. So it doesn't matter. I mean, they're watching us from above there, and then we are monitored, and we are like the most what do you call it, surveilled people in history. That's nonsense. Yeah, I mean, God's surveilling all of us above them, so it doesn't matter. You are surveilled all the time. There's no escape from surveillance of God. You cannot be escaping from the surveillance of God. Yeah, the angels that are standing right next to you, documenting everything that you do, and I do, and everyone else.